It's about 1 o'clock something in Kingston, Oklahoma. I'm Joy, and it is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2015. I'm all alone today because Terry's in Missouri teaching rag quilts, rag blankets she calls them, to Bernina's store. You know, she wrote a book on rag blankets, and she's up there teaching classes at 2 different Bernina stores. One's in Springfield and one's in someplace else I can't remember. So anyway, I have made another blouse, of course. I just finished the 2 Louise cutting blouses, and then I decided to do another Sure-Fit Designs blouse because I wanted to make a style. And I was in the mood to play, and I didn't know how to make a 3rd Louise cutting and make it look different than the first 2. So I have been having this bit of an issue, even with Sure-Fit Designs patterns. And if I don't shut up, it's going to end up being really, really long again. But what was happening was my patterns, especially since I've been losing weight and I've been making them smaller, everything I make seems to hang on my shoulders. And I know it's like, duh, that's where they're supposed to hang. Your shoulders are your hanger. But I mean more so than they are supposed to hang there. I mean, I could just feel like the weight of it all day long, and I'm like, what's the matter with my shoulder? Why is my blouse hanging on the balls of my shoulder? And then I saw a class. I've seen dozens of classes, but a really good class is on Craftsy by Joy, J-O-I, Joy Mahan or Mahon, M-A-H-O-N, I think it is. And it's all about fitting. And she has an entire video clip on how to do a sleeve that's custom made to fit your arm. And she starts out, she has a fake arm from the shoulder down. And she shows how to measure the bicep and measure this isn't your calf, is it? What the heck is that? Your forearm and your widths and your lengths and all of that. And it's very good if you have issues with sleeves. And I just had a request from my reader named Ramona. Hi, Ramona. She said she's really stressed out with Sure-Fit Designs. And I don't know if she's contacted Glenda or not, because Glenda is always there and always available. And I beg you, take a picture, send it to her. Get her on Skype and just put it on and show it to her. If you can't figure it out, because she's more than happy to help you. She wants Sure-Fit Designs to work for you. Now, I have not had problems up until recently. Now, you know, I'm losing weight. I've lost over 10 pounds. And so my bust has gone down from 42 to 39 and a half. And I've been making blouses all along. And so I went from 42 dots to 41 dots, and then 41 dots to 40 dots. And now my bust is 39 and a half, but I'm still using 40 dots. Well, I noticed even more than before, the blouses I've been making recently, even with Sure-Fit Designs, are hanging on the balls of my shoulder. And I just can feel it all day long. And in the back of my mind, I'm picturing Peggy Sagers talking about what size armhole do you like, and showing people how to get the cap size right and the width around right. And her way of getting everything right is going to a store that sells clothes and trying them on, and then taking a measuring tape and measuring them in the store. Well, that's not me. Everything in my closet was made by me. The stuff that wasn't made by me is probably a knit t-shirt, and so that isn't going to count for this anyway, okay? So she talks about measuring from your shoulder down to where your sleeve cap should end, okay? But she's talking about on a ready-made blouse. Joy Mahon shows you how to do it on an actual arm, and this is how she does it. She takes elastic, well, she just measures really, but I'm taking a rubber band and I'm putting it around. You're supposed to put it around the widest part of your bicep, because obviously your sleeve is going to have to go around that, right? So I was a little confused and even posted a question to Joy about this. What if the widest part of your arm is clear down here? Does that mean that the bottom of the armhole is going to be way down here on your body? And she gave me an answer, and I still didn't understand it. So anyway, the widest part of my arm's up here. My arm's kind of the same up and down. I think I told you. This is like take 4 for this. So I don't know what I said and what happened. But I'm gonna keep mine up about there because I wear my sleeves short. I like short sleeves. So, what you do is you mark your shoulder. You know how to find the trench in your shoulder, right? You'll hold your arm up and then there's a cave in your shoulder right there on that joint. And so you mark it. Now I just happen to know where mine is. Phyllis and I have measured it 500,000 times and I know where it is. So mine's right there. So the idea is you take a measuring tape and you measure from that point up there down to where the widest part is, where you have that elastic or tape or whatever. Mine is 6.5 inches. So this morning when I did this, I thought, you know what, I'm going to try that Joy Mahan thing and see what's the deal with the shoulder with SureFit Designs. So I took my SureFit Designs sleeve. You know, you can draw them out. This is for the woven. And what I did was I drew a line with pencil. I never draw with pen or anything on the original. Anyway, I drew a line from the underarm dot here to the underarm dot there, okay? Without the seam allowance on it. Forget the seam allowance for this part. So I drew from there to there because from the shoulder dot, without the seam allowance, down is what's considered your sleeve cap height, okay? So I measured it on SureFit Designs and it was like 5 7/8 around there. I'm 6.5. So what I had to do was, even though I'm using 40 dots, when I measured up to find the dot that was at 6.5, like me, it was at 42. It was at a 42 dot. Okay? So I started with the 42 dot at the top. I used 42 dots here. I used 42 dots here, and then I used 40 and 40, okay? And I put the sleeves in my blouse. Maybe I can put it on real quick for you. There, there. I have that on kind of close up, but maybe you can see it. This is my new blouse. And I just heard, you know, I posted about how quilting or cottons are supposed to be so taboo. You know, I'm supposed to sew with them, but I love them. I just read a thing the other day from Janet Prey. Saying how awful quilting cottons are because they're so stiff. But I like them. Okay, see the sleeve? Now here it is. I've got it on. And I don't, the rest is just hanging down the back. But there's no pressure on my shoulder. I cannot feel it hanging there. And you can see here on the side, I think I could come down even a little bit more because my sleeve isn't straight across my bicep. Although I don't mind it like that. But, and underneath my arm, it's not, you know, it's not like way down here on the side of my body. It's about the same as this pink one, a little bit lower. So it turned out really good is my point. And the blouse feels great and doesn't hang on my shoulder. So y'all try that. And if you have other issues, even with SureFit Designs, I highly recommend that Joy Mahan Craftsy class. Now there's two of them. There's one that's kind of advanced and into the details and one that's beginning, and I don't know which one has the sleeve detail in it, but you probably can look at the chapters and find that out. And I highly recommend it for those of you that really have problems with the sleeves, okay? So that's all for now. I'll let you go and I'll be back soon. Bye.